Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello and good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining in on this beautiful, crisp, cold Tuesday morning. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and we are live in the studio in WSTU in beautiful downtown Stuart, Florida. I'm your host, Gary Owen.
And I'm your co-host, Tom Bouvier.
And we are together bringing you live the Quality of Life radio show. And the show is sponsored by Aetna and Cigna Medicare. Thanks for joining us. You can also catch us live streaming. I'm hoping our producer, a wee thumbs up. We're a go. We're live on Facebook now, so thank you for joining us. We've got some technical issues that we worked through. I think it was because you're wearing long sleeve shirts. That's probably why. It's short sleeve shirt weather right now. Anyway, you can also catch us live on Facebook. So if you're tuning in on AM WSTU 1450 or WPSL 1590, and you get to your destination, you can catch us live on Facebook, and you can follow us, Quality of Life radio show. Tom, every single beautiful Tuesday morning, we go to church. We go to the studio, and we say the same thing week after week about how important it is to protect quality of life.
Absolutely, Gary. And we do come here every Tuesday morning because we love our producer and engineer, and we love to chat and bring our guest on. But actually, we come here every Tuesday morning to bring relevant content to our listeners, and that's information that people can actually use in their life today. The second reason, we love to support and showcase local business owners and help promote their business and hear about what they're doing to help improve the quality of life in our community here. And third, Gary and I, we love to bring education and bring information about insurance options, insurance planning, so that people can improve their quality of life. And that's what we're all about, improving the quality of life of our listeners.
Hear, hear, love it. And I want to give a quick shout out to Joseph M. He is in Port St. Lucie, and he called our office yesterday. Him and his mom is going to come down to our office in Stuart, north of the Roosevelt Bridge, and we're going to help with some Medicare planning needs. And we look forward to meeting both Joe and Mom later this afternoon as well. So thank you very much. And thanks to all of our loyal friends and listeners and clients. We appreciate you listening in, tuning in. We appreciate your business. So before we get to our guests, I want to share some great information, Tom. First, it's going to be the quote of the day, so we're going to share that. Then later on, we're going to, after we introduce our guest and put them in the hot seat for a few minutes, we're going to talk about what happened this day in history, February 1, and give some great information about health facts that you should know. And then also, today, Tom and I are going to talk a little bit about dental insurance and briefly touch on the Medicare OEP and what that means to you. But dental insurance is really important. And did you know what 10 things can happen to you when you don't go to the dentist? Now, I know there are many of you sitting out there saying, oh, crap, I forgot to go to the dentist last week, or I don't have time to go to the dentist, or I hate the dentist. Trust me, I feel your pain. It's like having a root canal, which I had last month. It is not fun. But if you don't go to the dentist, stay tuned and listen to the nasty stuff that can happen to you when you don't go.
I'm so excited to hear.
I'm not. But anyway, it's disgusting. All right, Tom, why don't you go ahead and introduce our wonderful guest this morning?
Absolutely. We're so thrilled to have Jonathan Joseph here.
JJ.
Hello. All right. He's a fascinating man, has a great business, as well as a very talented musician, and Petra, who will tell us about her business as well.
Hello.
Thank you for coming on.
It's great to have you folks with us this morning. Thank you for being with us. So, JJ.
Yes.
Port St. Lucie Investments. Before we go there, and before we get to Petra, I know Petra wants to go first.
That's just fine. No
So,
problem.
But you guys, we'll go back and forth. We'll commingle the two of you today. So
great.
tell us a little bit about yourselves, where you're from, and you have a very interesting past, obviously. I'm sure the listeners would like to know a little bit about that. And what got you to Florida, and what got you to doing what you're doing today?
Okay. I came to. I'm from Germany, and I moved.
Wie geht es dir?
Oh, danke schön, sehr gut. And I came to Florida with my first husband. He got retired, and then I started the grooming business in 2005. I went to grooming school in Orlando. And
Do you groom men and women?
I groom pets.
Oh, woof woof.
I groom cats and dogs. Yeah. And I come to the house and pick up the dog, and then I take him to my van, which is a Mercedes Sprinter.
I
and
saw
it's-
that coming in
yeah.
this morning. Very impressive.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it has a bathtub in it. It's completely like it looks like a grooming salon.
Well, you
It's
could live in it.
Yeah, kind
You
of.
need a refrigerator.
Kind of, yeah. So and I come to my customer and their driveway, and then I pick up the dog or the kitty cat, and then I groom them and I bring them back. And
So, Petra, what's the name of your company?
the name of my company is Sittin' Pretty Mobile Pet Grooming.
I like that, sitting pretty. So I assume the pets are sitting while you're grooming them, while you're making them look pretty.
Yeah. Well, afterwards, sometimes they don't look so good when I come, but afterwards they look very pretty, and then I say, "Oh, you look pretty, sitting pretty," and.
So you did this a lot. When you were in the Orlando area, Claremont. You just moved to the Treasure Coast here recently.
Yes.
Welcome to the beautiful Treasure Coast.
Thank you.
So what do you think about the Treasure Coast compared to Claremont area?
Well, actually, it's a little bit different.
is?
It's flat.
It's flat.
So the Claremont Montverde area is more hilly, you know.
Yes.
So it is different, but I love definitely the ocean. It's awesome, you know. So in general, I love Florida. You know, there is it's different. Like I said, Central Florida is more hilly, and
Yes.
here it's more flat, and I can adjust pretty easy. I see the beauty in everything and everywhere I go.
I do too. Like every day I
Yeah.
see the beauty in my co-host Tom. Every day I see
Oh,
him. And
thank
he looks more beautiful. And I haven't even groomed him yet. So I mean, you can imagine how pretty
but,
he's doing.
but he looks very groomed.
So we're gonna invite you to the office, Petra, and do your magic.
I haven't passed that ADL, activity of daily living. I can groom myself very well, thank you.
I can give you a sanitary cut if you
Yes,
want.
I can. Oh my!
I love that, Petra.
Oh my!
That's perfect.
Another comedian in the house.
Bada boom, bada bing. Love it. So, how long did you live? Did you pick up your humor in while you're living in Germany, or did you pick it up here in the United States?
Actually, I got that from my daddy. We had a restaurant for 35 years, and he was I can tell you so much about my daddy. He was he loved people, you know, and I got that from him. Yeah, there's a lot to.
I
to
can
tell
imagine
about him.
Oktoberfest at that restaurant.
Exactly, and he
I
was
bet we
also-
would fit right in.
Oh Lord, that'll be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually he in our area he had everywhere Oktoberfest. He did that, and I grew up like that with a Maßkrug in my hand,
That is really awesome.
with a beer krug.
Do you go back to Germany often, or not really?
Normally, every year, a couple times within a year, but with COVID,
Right.
it's not easy, and I don't want to mess right now with over there.
Sure.
Yeah, so.
So if Tom and I decide to take a vacation together and we go to Germany, Oktoberfest, let's say, Tom. All right, we do an agent training meeting in Germany and
Leave all
write it
the
off.
agents to AEP.
So where should we go?
I prefer the south of Europe. I prefer the Alps.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yes.
Switzerland.
Yes.
I would take kind of 3 countries like Austria,
Austria, yep,
Switzerland,
there you
and then
go.
south of Germany and go through that. And
It's on my bucket list.
yeah, on mine too.
Hey, we'll go together.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
do a
the-
group trip. So I know that the grooming business is going gangbusters because I know that Kathy, my girlfriend, we just got a puppy, a mini golden doodle.
Nice.
She's now 6 months, and the groomers that we call won't call back. It's crazy. So I guess Petra, if I call you, I guess I'm going to get a phone call back.
You will definitely get a phone call.
Love
always. I'm very dependable and reliable.
That's what we want to hear.
I still work because I cannot let go. I love my customer. I still work 2 days a week in Claremont area, and they begging me to get them in. And but I also have inquiries from new customer, but everybody gets a message back or a phone call back that I cannot accept in this area more. But here, definitely, there is nowhere.
So, Petra, what areas are you covering here on the Treasure Coast? Do you cover all the counties, or where are you? What's your limitation?
Right now, it's I'm St. Lucie, then Stewart, and Vero Beach. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm covering.
So Stewart all the way to Vero Beach. That's a lot of pets, Petra.
Yeah, here you go. And then, it depends right now. I will see, because actually I don't know the area so well. So I just let it come,
See, you are destined to be a pet groomer with the name Petra.
I never thought about
Pet
it.
R.A.
I'm telling you, I'm just beside myself.
That
I mean,
is. You are waxing
I
eloquent
tell you what,
today.
I'm too good for myself. I'm going to have to hang it up. All right, so Petra, tell us a bit about what you do. I mean, what separates your business from your competitor, besides you returning phone calls, which is a beautiful thing?
Well, I will say the mobile grooming in general is much more convenient as in a pet store, because it only takes maybe an hour and a half, and it's individual. It's a one-on-one and you always have the same groomer, and
you get to know the pet.
I get the customer.
And the customer.
I work more.
Well, sometimes the customer is the pet.
Yeah, that's true. And what I love.
Oh boy, I'm getting beside myself.
What I love, I can work with the customer and with the pet together in a mobile grooming shop. First of all, the dog has to wait in the cage. I have no cages. I do everything on the table, one-on-one. And then if there. And it's very good for older dogs. And if there is a issue or something with the dog, I can be there. The customer or the owner of the pet can be right there. I said, you need to come in the van if there is any difficulties. And they have anxiety. And I be honest, the grooming itself is not pleasant for the dog.
Of
you
course.
know, they are really scared and shaky. And I be very honest to my customer. I'm not.
So like some
hustling
humans,
around.
they don't like grooming. I mean, I get it. We're getting ready to go on break real quick, but could you give everybody your phone number? What's a great way to get a hold of you? And if you have a website, go ahead and give it.
I unfortunately, because I am so busy, I was so busy, I don't have a website. I didn't need it.
You don't need a website.
Yeah, I don't need it. I have a Facebook site, which is Sitting Pretty. You can look up. But the best way is really giving me a text message or a phone call. It's 352 638-5684, and it's still Lake County area. It's not
All
the
right.
722.
So if you guys need that number again, we'll give it out throughout the show. It's 352-638-5684. It's time for our first break of the show. You're listening to the Quality of Life radio show on WSTU 1450 and WPSL 1590 AM. Go and grab your second, third cup of Joe. We'll be right back, but don't stub your toe. Welcome back to the Quality of Life Radio Show, the world's finest live radio show you probably have ever heard. If you haven't heard the show, welcome. If it's your first time listening in, thanks for listening in. Spread the word, spread the good cheer. It's a fun show. We're not monotonous. We're not lazy. We're exciting. And what else, Tom?
Humble. We're very humble.
Well, Tom's humble.
Yeah. Everything he said is true.
All right, so seriously, we really had a great visit with Petra, with Sitting Pretty Mobile Pet Grooming, which I personally will be reaching out to her and giving her some business, because she does pick up the phone and return calls, unlike some other pet grooming companies, which will go nameless.
I'm going to try it right now. She didn't pick up her phone. No, I'm just kidding.
Petra.
Did you turn it off?
I'm just kidding. We did turn it off. Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to move to your partner next door to you there, JJ. It's great to have Jonathan Joseph with us. Jonathan, tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, what got you to Florida, and what you're currently doing.
Well, I was born on Miami Beach, and I grew up in Miami. So I see it like a native for those of you Floridians
awesome.
that have been here long enough to know that promo. But anyway, so I've been living here for the majority of my life. I have lived in a few other places, but I've always maintained a residence somewhere in Florida.
And where else did you live?
Well, I moved in the 90s. I've had a career doing music in addition to the line of work that I'm in primarily currently now, which is vacation rentals. But in my youth, while I was doing more music.
Well, in your youth. You're still youth. You're still in your youth.
Yes, well, when I was younger, before the gray hairs. I lived up in New York and in New Jersey as well. And then I spent about 12 years living overseas in England.
Very cool. What part of England?
Devon.
Interesting. I love that. I love the UK. I love Scotland. So hopefully, maybe going back again, maybe in April. We'll see what happens with the C word.
Right.
We'll
Yes.
So now you're. This is going to be exciting for everybody. Talk about your music career. Talk to us a bit about that history.
Well, so I'm a professional drummer. I've been playing drums, since I was 6, and I started playing in church, and my family was kind of like responsible for all the music in the church. So my mother was the choir directress, and my 2 sisters played piano and organ.
That's
I
a lot of talent, brother.
And I played drums, and that's kind of how it got started. And once I became a teenager, I kind of joined a local rock band with some of the kids down the street, and that kind of morphed into me taking drum lessons and attending the University of Miami and their School of Music. And then after I had a brief stint at the University of Miami before I started going out and working professionally. And in the 90s, I kind of really started going on tour and doing lots of work in the jazz idiom. So I worked with a number of different people. There was David Sanborn, Al Jarreau, a group called the Yellow Jackets, Pat Metheny, and kind of like a whole list of kind of like A-list jazz guys. And then towards the end of the 90s, I was kind of looking more at trying to make more money. So I decided to start playing pop music because, there's more money in pop and rock. So back in 1998 or 1999, I was working with Ricky Martin, and I was living La Vida Loca.
Nice.
Yeah, Ricky Martin.
Yeah, I was in the band when that came out, and
that's cool.
Yeah, we were doing like television shows, the Today Show, and the Billboard Awards, just all kinds of things. And then later on,
we gotta get his autograph when we're.
So then, like in the kind of moving into 2000, I met she's now my ex-wife, but Wendy, who was the mother of Joss Stone. That's how I got to England. We got married, and I moved to England, and I was Joss's musical director for a while.
Really neat.
And after that, I kind of living in England, we started a live music venue called Mama Stone's, and we had various artists and acts going through that. Eventually, I met Jeff Beck through Joss, and Jeff actually came down to our home and did a gig at our venue, which was kind of like my audition for his band. This was in, I think, 2012. That was kind of like an audition for me to join the Jeff Beck group, and the following year in 2013 in April, I did my first gig with Jeff, which was at Madison Square Garden for
Sweet.
Eric Clapton's Crossroads Guitar Festival.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then I had a 5-year run with Jeff, which was absolutely brilliant. I did a couple of albums and I think 2 DVDs, and I'm also on his documentary of his life. I'm in that as well. And then I was diagnosed with cancer in 2016.
What?
Yeah, and that's how I actually made it up to Port St. Lucie, because my surgeon was based in Orlando, and I was living in Boca Raton I had a house in Boca Raton at the time,
Right
and I
in the
knew
middle.
I knew I was going to have to be commuting up to Orlando, so I decided, well, Port St. Lucie, housing prices are favorable. I can just buy a house there. No one knows me. I can kind of like have my surgery and recover and keep a really low profile. And that's basically exactly what I did. And then in 2018, I kind of just stumbled across vacation rentals when the house that I had here, I was back in England. So my wife and I, we put the house that we had here on Airbnb. And I filled out all the stuff, and 1 hour after I launched the house, I heard the strange sound on my phone, and it was my first booking. And over the course of the next week, the entire month of February was booked out. That was on January 23rd, 2018. And then over the course of the next week, the entire month of February is booked out, and it's basically been like that ever since.
For 4 years, you've been
Wow!
booked.
Congratulations.
Amazing.
Yeah. So now I have.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and so now I have 3 properties that are up and running, and I've had as many as 5, but I sold 2 in the last 18 months because of the property.
There was just too much profit in there.
well, no. I mean, like kind of like my business model is to, acquire low, hopefully,
Of course.
and then hold the property while I operate the vacation rental while the equity position increases. And then once I'm satisfied with the equity position, I cash out, and then I upgrade the portfolio.
Excellent.
I go out and acquire another property.
So, are you, like Petra, are you too busy to have a website?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a little bit different in the, because I am, you can see my properties on Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com. So, I mean, there is a web presence.
Yeah.
Although I don't, run a site for my vacation rentals exclusively. Sure. I do have one for my music interest. But not for the vacation rentals, because, I mean, these companies have invested millions in advertising and setting up these websites to promote, these
No need to
businesses.
reinvent the wheel.
Exactly.
Or put out money when
Very
they're doing
cool.
it for you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Airbnb, it just really took off. It's
Yeah.
amazing, that concept.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Are all your 3 properties here in the Treasure Coast, Port St. Lucie, or Fort Pierce? Or
Yes,
where?
they're all in St. Lucie County.
Okay.
Mhm.
Excellent.
And we have one property that's located on North Hutchinson Island.
I was about to ask that.
Yes, you can walk to the beach in 4 minutes from that one.
Sweet.
We have another one in Port St. Lucie in the Melaleuca area.
I know it, yeah.
In the Indian River area. And then we have one out west in the 5-3 area code, which is our smallest place. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath that sleeps 6 people. It also has a pool. But all of our homes have pools. And the house off of Melaleuca and the one on South Hutchinson, both of those homes sleep 12 people and have heated pools. And
It's great.
Excellent.
I mean, so many people are coming to Florida. It's a great idea.
Even
Good for
local
you.
people do the
Yeah.
staycation
Staycation,
thing.
yes,
I mean, I live in
yes.
Fort Pierce. It takes
Right.
15 minutes to get to the ocean, but I would love to be able to go to the ocean in 4 minutes. I
Yes.
mean, that's my.
Yes.
I love it.
Very good. Very good. You have a phone number that you want to provide, or do you?
Certainly.
Okay.
And you can save 20% if you have family members or you have an event or whatever. If you contact me directly, you can save all of those additional Airbnb charges by calling me at 469-0846. Again, that's 786-469-0846. Or you can email me at jonathan.joseph7@gmail.com. So that's Jonathan spelled JONATHAN.Joseph. That's JOSEPH, 7@gmail.com.
That 20% discount was first heard on the Quality of Life Radio Show.
You heard it here, baby.
You heard it here. You can thank Gary and I later. No, we appreciate that. Thank you, Jonathan.
And the Quality of Life hosts get a 20+ discount.
There you go.
That's awesome. You guys are awesome. We're going to have you stay because we're going to incorporate you back into the show here because we've got some questions to ask and see, to see exactly what you know.
Ooh, stump the guest.
Love it. Love it. It's going to be fun. All right. So next, we're going to give the quote of the day. Tom, why don't you read the quote of the day and give it back?
Okay.
Great quote of the day. I used that the other day.
We are not all in the same boat. We are in the same storm. Some have yachts, some have boats, some have canoes, and some are drowning. Just be kind and help whoever you can.
Isn't that
That
true?
is a great quote. Thank you very much.
No matter the storm, I mean, we're all in the same storm. I mean, we're just driving different vehicles in that storm, and it's important that we work and help
It's
one
important
another.
that you build your boat so it will sustain the storm.
Withstand the storm. That's for sure. Okay, this day in history, February 1st. By the way, today is Kathy's, my girlfriend's, birthday. So a happy birthday
Happy
to
birthday,
Kathy.
Kathy.
We'll be celebrating when we get back to the office with booze and, I'm sorry, cake.
Wait, he meant the booze. Yeah, I'm
The
up.
booze, yeah, not the booze, but the booze.
And it's my
Third year anniversary with Owen Insurance Group. Way to go, Tom.
well.
Yay.
I thank God, I thank my wife, and I thank Gary Owen for everything they've done
Well,
in the
it's
last
good to
3
have you,
years.
buddy.
It's been an amazing ride, and it's just getting more fun.
We're the dream team, buddy.
We are.
We're going to own the Treasure Coast. I'm telling you, we got some great things in store for 2022. In spite of the adversities,
Absolutely.
that we've come across, and that's what makes us stronger. So in 1790, for those of you that were alive back then, you probably remember the first session of the United States Supreme Court that was held in New York City. In 1884, the first portion of the OED, what is that? OED.
Office of Educational Development.
No, it's the Oxford English Dictionary, which is considered the most
You should know that.
comprehensive
You live in
and
England.
accurate dictionary of the English language, has been published. In 1978, Harriet Tubman became the first African-American woman to appear on a U.S. postage stamp. I can't wait till my face gets on the postage stamp. 2003, remember this day, the Space Shuttle Columbia breaks up while entering the atmosphere over Texas, unfortunately killing all 7 crew members on board. And then in 2004, we all remember this, the Nipplegate controversy at the Super Bowl 38 halftime show with Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson. All right, so now the health facts.
Is that what
okay?
they call it? Nipplegate?
Nipplegate. Yeah, that was Nipplegate controversy. All right, health facts. Let's see. Petra, this goes to you. We give birth to over how many red cells every day?
Oh,
Take a guess. Pluck it from the air.
couple millions.
Okay, couple million. What say you, Tom?
100,000.
100,000. JJ, what say you, sir?
I'll say 1 million.
1 million. All right. Well, Petra was closest. It's actually over 200 billion with a B red cells every single day. That's amazing.
wow.
Our
What happens to all the old
our
ones?
body is
Yeah.
amazing, isn't it?
Holy cow.
It's amazing. Yeah, where does
I
the
don't know.
old red cells go? I guess that's why we have to give blood more often because, we're going to blow up. All right, second question. Our heart beats around how many times every day?
Get my
Tom?
calculator.
Take a guess.
10,562.
10,000. JJ, what say you?
Gee, I'm trying to do the math in my head.
It ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like the resting heartbeat is 60. Right?
Yeah.
So you
Per
multiply,
minute times
yeah,
60
yeah.
times.
Petra's cheating. She's
24
on her cell phone.
hours, and-
I have
that
to
would-
turn it on.
that would produce a number. So, but I don't know what the number is.
It's
So,
100,000 times every day.
Man, I'm way low.
That's 30 million heartbeats a year.
wow.
30 million heartbeats.
Good heart. Good heart.
And then third, we give birth. Oh, we already talked about that. All right. Copy that down twice. I copied the wrong one down. So, woe is me. All right, Tom, we're going to talk a little bit before we get to the dental insurance, real quick before we go on our break. Medicare open enrollment period is upon us still. And people confuse the Medicare open enrollment period with the Medicare annual enrollment period that happens October 15th through December 7th. So the Medicare OEP is a little bit different than the Medicare AEP. OMG, I know it's a little confusing. But the OEP is from January 1 to March 31. And for those of you who are on a Medicare Advantage plan, you probably saw those commercials with the
JJ, with the other JJ.
not
the
JJ
famous
that's
one.
in our studio.
Not our famous JJ.
Kid Dynamite.
Yeah, Kid of Dynamite.
But you have an opportunity to switch from one Medicare plan, Advantage plan, to another if you're not happy with that plan that you're in, or leave your original your Medicare Advantage plan, go back to original Medicare, and sign up for a supplement plan if you qualify for a supplement, if you can qualify for a Medicare supplement, and then enroll in a standalone Part D. But if you got questions, Tom, who should they call?
Not Ghostbusters.
No way.
Owen Insurance Group, 772-210-1020.
Fantastic. So again, the call is free. The advice is free. But the boov is not free. He charges by the minute, but it's still pretty cheap. Pennies
On the dollar.
but it's worth it. Anyway, seriously though, if you've got questions about your Medicare, give us a call, 772-210-1020. I've been here on the Treasure Coast for 36 years. Got the sand in my flip-flops. Ain't going anywhere. We've helped thousands of clients. We look forward to helping you with your question, whether it's about Medicare, life, health, disability, what have you. We're here to help. When we come back from our break, we're going to talk to you about dental insurance. And did you know what 10 things can happen to you when you don't go to the dentist?
Dun, dun,
You're
dun.
listening to the Quality of Life radio show, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show. Tom and I are hosting live in downtown Stuart, Florida at the WSTU studio. And we're glad to have Petra with us and JJ. Great information. If you missed them, you might want to catch us and go back. I know that our publisher, our producer, is going to have us live on YouTube after the show as well. So, Tom, Evan, maybe I should ask Evan. Someone's phone's going.
Yes, someone's phone's
The top 10 things that can happen to you when you don't go to the dentist. So, Petra, how many times, I'm sure that this happens in Germany. Germans have to go to a dentist as well. So how many times in Germany do you guys go to a dentist every year?
I would say it also depends, but normally twice a year.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
So same here in the United States. So nothing's really that different. And how many people do you think go to the dentist or don't go to the dentist twice a year when they're supposed to? Don't even go once a year to the dentist.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I thought you might bring it up. I don't know the exact amount, but I kind of have a feeling 40 to 50% do not go twice a year.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I don't have that number, but I think you're probably correct. It's got to be about 40% that, are scared to death of going to the dentist. But before we get, and people probably have this misconception that, oh my God, dental insurance is so expensive. I would just self-pay. Holy Moses, do you know how much money that you're going to save if you have the right dental insurance plan? That's the key, right? Working with the right agent or the right agency who can help you and assist you through that maze, just like any other type of insurance. Insurance is confusing. It's convoluted. There's too much small print, and Tom and I can help you get through that and find a plan that's most appropriate, that makes sense for you and your family. But what 10 things can happen to you when you don't go to the dentist? Well, number one is the plaque buildup. And by the way, tartar is hard and it's difficult to remove with just brushing and flossing alone. So you got to have that cleaning. You got to go to the dentist and that equipment that removes the tartar from your teeth. And what happens also is that, and I don't think people realize this, but when you let that go and it accumulates, it gets in your bloodstream. And what happens when it gets in your bloodstream? It goes to your heart. What happens when all that plaque goes to your heart? You have a heart attack or a stroke. So it's not a laughing matter, people. If you don't take care of your body, it's going to break down. If you don't take care of your teeth, they're going to fall out. And the second thing is tooth decay, or maybe worse, have a stroke. So obviously you have tooth decay. That's number two. Tooth decay and number three will lead to what? Eventually leading to what?
Extract.
Tooth loss, yes. So
or root canal.
Oh my God. Well, the root canal was a very fun experience. If anybody has not gone through that experience of having a root canal, and I go to the dentist twice a year, I brush twice a day, sometimes 3. I floss every day and still had a lousy root canal. So it was not fun. It was expensive. And thank God I had insurance to help defray that cost. So if you don't have insurance, Tom is going to give you a number that you should probably write down to call to get a free quote. Number 4, gum disease. It can be easy to forget about the health of your gums, especially if they're not painful or causing any kind of discomfort. Gingivitis, where the early stage of gum disease can be present even in red and swollen gums that feel fine. So you want to stay away from gum disease. Oh, this is a bad one. Bad what? Bad what? Bad
moon.
breath.
Bad company. Bad.
Okay. Bad breath.
Bad breath.
So
Oh,
all the bacteria, the
so
plaque,
easy.
and tartar
Sheesh.
buildup in your mouth will lead to less than perfect smelling breath. And if you're like me, I mean, you're out and about and you're networking, you're talking to people, you're shaking hands, kissing babies, hugging, kissing, all the things that happen in our industry. What?
I haven't kissed a baby lately. Am I missing something,
Well,
Gary?
we have a baby puppy. You can kiss
Oh,
my baby puppy.
She'll bite my nose off.
No, she's a sweetheart. So you want to stay away from bad breath, because if you got bad breath, people are going to stay away from you, and it's not conducive to networking and
right.
business. All right, number 6, cavities. Obviously, that's the obvious and likely outcome of a mouth that hasn't been cleaned or examined by a dentist in some time. Ouch. Number 7, tooth stains. So the accumulation of tartar and plaque will not only increase the risk of cavities and tooth decay and possibly a stroke, but they also leave an unpleasant stain on your teeth, which will only get worse the longer you put off going to the bloody dentist. So JJ smiling over there like, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm
smiley
demonstrating
teeth.
my pearly whites.
Yeah. Oh, he's got some.
Pearly white.
Yeah.
Well, being
both of you.
a famous star that you are, you've got to make sure you've got pearly whites. I love it.
When those lights hit, you got to
Yeah, you got that sparkle. Yeah, exactly. Very nice. Number 8, this is not fun. Oral cancer. Each time you visit the dentist for teeth cleaning, an examination is done. It's part of the exam that includes screening for oral cancer. So that would not be fun. So number 9 is risk of disease and illness in other parts of the body that we spoke about, like the heart. And let's see. And also some other major health conditions related to oral health include heart disease, we spoke about, diabetes, stroke, and even breast cancer. And number 10, abscesses. Abscesses and infections. Of course, I think we all know what that is, and most of that stuff can only be detected by X-ray. So if you don't have an X-ray machine at home, go to the dentist. All right. So Tom, there's this major misconception about dental insurance, and there's a lot of different dental companies. There's a lot of different dental plans out there, and even with Medicare Advantage plans that include dental, but it's just a basic dental service. It's not a comprehensive dental plan. So what do consumers do? Whether you're Medicare age, you're 65 and over, or you're under 65, maybe you have a family, exactly how much does it cost, and is it really worth to buy or purchase dental insurance?
Yes, Gary, I believe it is. And I know that some people will say, I'm putting out this money every month, but what am I getting back in return? Well, with any insurance, you're paying a small amount to cover a potential large risk. So there's dental plans that I call them, when I present dental insurance to people, when they say I want to talk about dental insurance, I said, well, kind of 2 camps of people in my mind. Those that, need to go couple of times a year. They're pretty good. They really don't have a lot of issues, haven't had a lot of issues historically. They get those cleanings, maybe a cavity here and there, and they can go with a more basic plan that'll cover up to like $2,000 for an individual for about $34 a month. And if in the case they did have something, they would have a pot of $2,000 to help defray the costs, so whether it's a root canal or if something bad happens. So, and a couple, 2 people would be about twice that, about a little bit less than $70 per month for $2,000. 2 cleanings at no cost for a year, X-rays, etc., oral exams, and so that would be one camp of type of person.
So let's go. Hold that thought for just a second.
Sure.
So, an individual. Does it matter if they're 22 years of age or 62 years of age, Tom?
It does not matter.
The price is the price.
The price is the price.
Doesn't matter how old you are.
And that's one of the few insurances that age doesn't really matter.
That's right.
So we have individuals who are on some Medicare plan. Medicare Advantage doesn't cover much. Medicare supplements and original Medicare doesn't really cover anything for basic routine dental. So you would have to add a dental insurance. So a 65-year-old could pay the same as a 30-year-old.
So $34 a month, man.
And they're getting those benefits. And that's pretty much the plan that I have, and I locked in.
And the plan that I have.
A few years ago. So I'm personally paying about $31. It has increased over the years. But
and $2,000 of coverage for that year.
For that year. And so if you don't, Yeah, so the next year it rolls over, you have another $2,000 pot of money to use. And then there would be the other individual who really has maybe historically had a lot of dental issues. Their doctor's already told them, well, you're going to be due for a root canal and a crown and need a partial maybe. We're probably going to have to pull that tooth. And I call that the McDaddy dental plan. And there's two options. One is it's approximately $67 per month. And you say, well, that's a lot. But you get $3,500 of benefit. And you can, on this particular company, you get 70% coverage for all the major things. So if day one you get on this plan and you need a root canal and it costs, I'm just going to say $1,000, they will pay $700 of that immediately. You don't have to wait a year like a lot of companies do.
That's huge.
That is huge. And if you don't use the full benefit year one, $300 of those dollars can roll over to the next year. Now you have $3,800.
So I want you to understand and hear what Tom is saying. So on one of these plans, because this is a rarity in this
is a
industry,
rarity,
and we don't know how long this is going to last. But day one, you can buy a dental plan, and tomorrow go to the dentist and have major work done and be covered 70%, because most companies only cover 20% the first year. First year, 70%. That's huge.
That is huge. And so that's the McDaddy plan, as I call it. And you can even get one that's for $10 more per month, you can get $5,000. And I personally know several people who've spent already $10,000, $20,000 on their mouth. You know, and you were talking about gingivitis. And I do want to say that I tell you what, the original Listerine is, and doctors and dentists have told me this, if you will do this, gargle with it, it does kill 99.9% of germs that cause bad breath, plaque, and gingivitis. And I go for the original one that burns your mouth and puts hair on your chest. Sorry, women, but you can pluck them later.
And you notice Tom carries that in his car everywhere he goes.
I do.
Very smart.
And my little brush, these actually will help to massage and clean the gums.
Yep.
And then you have the traditional string type floss or the plackers. And I carry these. I've got them everywhere. You know, my car, my office, everywhere I go.
On the floor in the office.
On my floor in the office.
Yeah,
yeah,
and by the way, if you need, if you need your teeth cleaned, Tom will, he'll put you in his chair in his office and he'll clean your teeth too. Yeah. So we got 2 minutes left on the show. So Tom, what would be the final thought that you would want to convey to everybody out there listening?
It does not cost you a thing to give us a call at 772-210-1020 and talk about the dental options out there. If you have a plan, let me help you review it to make sure I see the details in it, and let's see if there's a plan that's going to work for you or you and your family.
All right, and again, besides dental insurance, I mean, Owen Insurance Group, we cover a broad spectrum of plans and solutions, whether it's Medicare, whether it's life insurance, planning, whether it's Medicare supplement, Medicare Advantage, prescription drug plans, whether it's short-term disability, long-term disability, cancer, critical illness plans, which are important, dental, vision plans, hospital indemnity plans, accident plans. Thank God I have 2 accident plans. Not that I'm accident prone, but you just never know, man. You know, you just never know who's going to come up behind you and hit you in a car or have an accident at home. And that little accident paid me $4,000. That cost me $26 a month.
Sweet.
Great stuff. So anyway, we're at the end of our show. Next week, we're going to have Larry Williams with Triple L Insurance in Palm City with us, and Tom and I will continue brushing our teeth and flossing, and we'll share valuable planning solutions with you as well. Thanks for joining us today. We hope that you enjoyed the show. Share us with your friends, family, neighbors, loved ones, and get the word out, and hope that you enjoy your quality of life. Stay safe, be happy, and enjoy your quality of life and health. Take care, everybody.